Let's go gambling! Let's go gambling! Gambling, gambling! Is that all you ever say? That's all I hear anymore! I can't take it anymore! I hate gambling!
Hazbin Hotel and Hell of Boss, while not perfect shows cater to every audience, still has people who hate it wanting it to be a sitcom, even though interesting concept in a boring setting has kind of been done way too many times. Anyways, this is not the topic.
You bought a chimpanzee?
They're like the friendliest animals on a planet.
Until they rip your friggin' face off.
He's a lover.
Well, you can always kiss the second mouth.
While Hell of Boss is not perfect, how people want things to go is never great, and one of those things leads to Asmodeus. In Hell of a Boss, we were introduced to the idea of a demon hierarchy. There is such a thing in Hazbin Hotel, but it was only left with a few ideas of overlords toppling sinners. Hell of a Boss filled in the gaps by introducing Goetia royalty, imps, hellhounds, and as early as episode 7, deadly sins, where it's where we're introduced to the character Asmodeus, aka Ozzy, who debuted into the show as the lust sin embodiment. While at the time no one had a problem with him, since he was a lust sin that was hinted to be a hypocrite, but that was until season 2, episode 6.
Well, I can tell you, if you're looking for a love potion, you came to the wrong fucking guy. I don't fuck with that artificial bullshit. Lust shouldn't be about force. It's an art to be earned and enjoyed. It's all about that journey to Pleasure Town. You feel me?
Did you see what Viv did wrong here? Oh, don't worry, I do see your side of the argument, little guy. It's just stupid. Now, people were mad when this came out, more from the hate dom as it showed the lust embodiment not being a rapist, or someone who encourages forced love with love potions. But if you're noticing something very familiar about Ozzy, it's because the same things these people wanted Asmodeus to be this rapey, lustful type who uses love potions and encourages rape is exactly who Valentino is.
It sickens me.
Get the fuck out.
Around 8 months ago, I released a video showcasing how Valentino is a character people like his design and voice, and that his rapey side is never encouraged. Characters in universe putting him down, want to hurt him, and are creeped out by him.
He had like 3 bills, and it took him like 30 minutes to count it. His eyes are so shit.
Well, the hate dom were attacking anything and everything Valentino, merch, his betrayal, and even attacking the voice actor for managing to make people believe the character he played was him. Take it from the voice actor himself.
I am not literally Valentino, okay? In case you can't tell, I'm not a 10-foot tall moth demon.
And yet, the character people want that hates love potions, wants consenting sex between partners for the sex to be pleasurable, enjoyable by both parties, is Ozzy, despite not being able to handle Valentino because Ozzy and Val are similar to a degree, but not in the way you'd think. I can't remember who ever pointed it out, but a tweet has always stuck with me. Valentino dresses like Asmodeus. Not a lot of characters wear a fluffy thing around their neck, a hat and a feather sticking out of that said hat, hearts across the belt, and even little symbols across the fluff, or Asmodeus' heads. It could be coincidental if we didn't know love potions made with his own pheromones weren't shown in the background and even the confronting part of the action for Husk. While he's not taking full inspiration of Ozzy, he's still basing his outfit on the sin of lust, a character who hates love potions and rape. And what does Val do both in? Asmodeus and really the sins we've seen so far are great at adapting there could be more to the sin than just the baseline. Lust isn't rape and it's consenting sex between partners while being as kinky as they're comfortable with. Gluttony feeds B and is able to feel the general consensus of feelings from specific demons. Greed is just greed. You can't downplay it because there's no good side to greed. And just like there's a reason for Valentino's existence, Asmodeus not being the rapist lust sin the hate dom want is because he's supposed to represent something else. In the show, one of the main gripes most people share is Stolitz, the relationship pairing between Blitz and Stolas. But before episode 12, the characters that represented them, or at least what they could have been, was Asmodeus and Fizz. These two were everything that they wanted to be, a lower class in a relationship with royalty, being consensual and treated each other with genuine love than just lust.
That's it. I'm going
to fucking end your life. Fizzy!
Ironically, you see more love from Ozzy than lust.
So, who tops?
And I wonder why that's the case. Stoller's force splits into a contract deal, and instead of continuing it, he instead found ways to change and eventually broke it off. Now, if they had done what they did in Hazbin Hotel, I don't know, force Fizz to be Ozzy's sex toy boyfriend for him to rape at any chance he's got, well then, fun fact, you'd have the exact same character as, fucking Valentino. Forcing Angel into a relationship to be his toy where he's a higher power than him with a ton of money in a sex-centered area. Man, I wonder what would happen if a vulnerable person in his care actually became a provider and used the resources to better people than put them down. Man, I guess Viv just wasted another chance to write something cool, I guess. Whatever you think of Valentino, trust me when I say a lot of us fans would still cheer him if we had the chance. All I'm saying is, if you can't handle Valentino, a character you don't just playfully hate because he's a villain, but because you don't like him to the point of harassing fans for liking the character and not regarding that they don't like his actions, then you wouldn't be able to handle Asmodeus like that. And in fact, if both were written like Valentino, people would have found another excuse to say Viz's writing was bad, and then attacking both Ozzy and Valentino fans, who have actors that just give off amazing performances. And there, another video about a character, and of course, it's the character Valentino bases himself on. Now this controversy, if you want to call it that, is not new, and I was only reminded of it from this post. And yes, those were actual controversies people had to explain were not actually controversies. And people wonder why the Helliverse fandom is just a little bit sensitive to criticism, especially when it's people saying it's forced and wondering why kids are in hell, even though the kid is disabled, just like Fizzaroli, the character he was signing to. Do you get why? I love that Ozzy was written to be a character about love and passion, and even encouraged it in the Mammon episode. It's just double standards when they get a character they want, but they just hate him to oblivion because it's easy. They don't want to associate with Valentino with the hate around Val they've made for themselves. Anyways, if you have this level of thinking, please stop watching the show, because you're probably the type to say Andy is in a relationship with his sister. Spirit out.